Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 276. My name is Jason Erpeling. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash. Buy and Sell DVC.com and my www.home.com.
You want to add any comments about the home real quick? Or
Sure. Home's coming along nicely. Or everything is done. It's ready to rent. It's love the home. It's 7 bedrooms, 4.5 bath.
There we go. That's what we need.
It's got a beautiful Jurassic Park arcade in there with a air hockey table, foosball table,
pool,
3 video games. There's a pool table. There's a pool with a spa overlooking conservation area and a little bit of a water view. 4 themed bedrooms. You got a Harry Potter, a Rapunzel, a Haunted Mansion, and a Star Wars themed room, plus 3 other just adult rooms that have king beds in them as well.
It's about 12 minutes from Animal Kingdom Park, would you say? Or
probably 12. Yeah, probably 12 minutes, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
You can be on Disney property on your way to Animal Kingdom. I think it's like 4 miles to get there. So
okay.
It depends on traffic and everything, but I'd say maybe 10 minutes or so, maybe 12 to Animal Kingdom, maybe a little bit less. I don't know, but it's come along nicely. We're thrilled that it's done. It's a beautiful house. Very happy with it so far. So just if you want to check it out, check out my www.home.com. And again, it's much less expensive. That if you've got a big family coming in, or if there's no availability. I mean, essentially for the price of a studio, you could be staying in a 7-bedroom house. You could split it with multiple families, multiple generations. It sleeps up to 16 people. So
bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, graduation parties.
Let's not go too crazy here. Minimum 3-day rental. So hopefully not too many parties. I mean, maybe a bachelorette party.
They can still
behave a little bit.
When they're coming to Orlando, they're going to be behaving, but
I don't know. Some bachelors and bachelor parties get a little crazy, so got to behave. But anybody's welcome as long as you're behaving, please.
And today is May 20th, and so the 11-month window is going to be April 20th, and the 7-month window is going to be December 20th. That's Christmas week, so you want to get those reservations secure. And now we're going to go into the buy and sell side of things. And this is, I'm looking at a direct sales by DVC Resort. This is for March 2026. And the resorts they sold the most number of deeds is Polynesian Villas, 408 deeds. 406 deeds, sorry. And Riviera, 335 deeds. So, and then in third place, it was Saratoga Springs, 118 deeds. So, what was I going to say? A couple things, so you have to understand, because the only resorts that they didn't sell any deeds for were Hilton Head, Disneyland Hotel, and the Grand Californian. So if you want to buy anything direct, except those 3 resorts, you can always buy those things direct. Well, I shouldn't say always. Most times you're going to buy direct. But yes, it's going to cost you money. And one thing I want to mention, I don't think I've mentioned this before, and maybe this is my own theory, but part of me says, part of me says, They made these restrictions, let's say Riviera, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they made the restrictions. So these people that buy Riviera, first of all, if they financed it, they could be paying cash, but if they financed it, and with the price that they're paying from Disney, they can almost never resell it. Because especially as they're financing, because they're upside down, and somebody doesn't want to pay out of pocket to sell the property.
Yeah, there's somebody in our resales group a while, just maybe a month or so ago, that had mentioned that they had bought Riviera directly and were trying to sell it, and everybody's trying to explain you're taking at least a 50% cut on it, probably more. So it's with what you're paying and then with the resale prices, because of the restrictions, I mean, it's really hard to get out of. And they had financed it too. So I was like, you can't get out of this. It's you're in trouble.
So, I mean, you get a lot of things online where Disney says where people have the opinion that Disney's going after the resale buyer. They say they're going after. Well, in my opinion, they're not going after the resale buyer because it's very clear that if you buy Riviera resale, the only place that you can stay is Riviera. It's not. No. It's very open about that. And so
the resale buyer is okay. They get a huge discount because they know this. The person who's screwed over on the deal is the direct buyer.
Right.
They're not hurting the resale buyer. They're hurting their own clients.
So I don't know if we've never discussed this before. So I don't know. Do you think that? Because again, Disney made a change in 2011 when it came to buying direct versus resale, and that change had absolutely no impact on anybody. The only impact it had was that Disney announced it, and so you had so many people that sold their property that probably would have never sold their property if Disney wouldn't have announced it. And so you had a market influx of resales that was just, it was impossible to keep up with. And so it had no impact. So do you think that, so like when Disney announced the thing for Riviera, you didn't really know like what would happen, but now, like, do you think that Disney is that smart that they knew that if I sell this to you, you're actually in a position where you can never sell it? Do you think that, like, that's...
Do you think what Disney knows that they can't sell it?
Well, I mean, do you think that Disney has said, well, hey, if majority of buyers finance, if we sell them this property with this restriction, I don't know if they predicted what the resale market would be, and so they said we're going to limit the number.
We knew, you and I, when this happened, you and I knew what the resale market was going to do. We knew that the resale market was going to be in probably around 130 at that time, maybe 140. We knew what that was going to happen. So people are buying Riviera, and again, 335 in March alone are buying direct. Most of them are probably financing. So they know that they can't get out of it. So now they have to pay Disney those financing fees for the next 50 years. Well, for the next 10 years or so.
Right. But what I'm saying is these people, they can't, it's like, if you go back to 2009, right? Mm-hmm. Bay Lake Tower, they're selling Bay Lake Tower. And it's, let's say, I want to say like majority of the time, the price was around $95 a point, right? So you're selling Bay Lake Tower. These people own it for 3 or 4 years. And now Bay Lake Tower is selling, for 120 a point, 130 a point, right? So now all these people are like, wait, we do enjoy these vacations, but unfortunately, greed gets involved. It just happens. So these people are like, well, I can sell this for 120. So then all of a sudden, they go to sell it, then that creates a buyer. So then you have this whole market of again, that was for the longest time. Even if you bought direct, if you waited 3 or 4 years, you could sell it for more money. So do you think that Disney, again, I'm sorry, I'm just like, we didn't pre-discuss this, but it's like, do you think that Disney was that smart? They said, we're making this restriction. Again, people look at it as punishing the resale buyer, but it's not. It's basically making it so these people have to keep the property. Or even if they paid cash, like, it's hard for someone to stomach losing all that money.
Oh yeah.
So they say, no, it's what is that? What's that term when you're like pot committed? And economics term, I can't think.
What I was thinking, very different than this, is golden handcuffs. Like when you lose a job and they're going to get rid of you, and they say, if you stay with us for this many years, we'll pay you this extra amount on there, so that people can't quit or they can't leave because they're kind of locked in. But I mean, I never really thought of it that way. But I was just picturing, I was like, they're punishing their own people. Why would you do this? I mean, maybe they were sitting there going, the average person has only been, when they buy with us, they stay with us for 4 years, and we lose 7 years of financing on there. Maybe by doing this, they go, nobody's ever going to leave. You owe us 10 years worth of financing. We're getting that extra money to stop them from leaving. We purposely kill the resale on it, so nobody ever wants to get out of their finance because they just can't. So now they're getting the full 10, maybe they were averaging 3 years of finance. Now we're averaging 10 years of financing because nobody can leave.
Yeah.
Don't know. It still, to me, made until we had this discussion right now, it still made no sense to me for the past several years why Disney did this, because it's just punishing
The people that buy
the
direct.
direct people.
Yeah, it's-
You're not punishing the resales. You're
Yeah.
punishing your own people. Going, hey, but if you buy directly with us, if you ever try to sell, you're going to be screwed.
Yeah,
I mean,
because-
they punish their own people. Why would you do this, Disney? And so we had this conversation, and we mentioned the financing stuff. I was like, oh, now there's an actual reason possibly. It's like you make sure that nobody's leaving you, that they're paying the financing for the full length of term because they can't leave. Or they go, I can't sell, I can't pay, something happens, I can't pay anymore, I can't sell it, I'm just going to have to give it back to Disney, and then Disney gets the contracts back for free, and they foreclose on them, which is the other option. Either you're locked in to pay us all the money, or you're foreclosing and giving us all the contract back. So we're to go to resell it again to somebody else for $250 a point or whatever.
So it's just an interesting thing to think about.
This was very interesting, Jason. Thank you. It was enlightening.
Yeah, because
some would say.
It's I don't know if Disney had that much.
I don't know if they planned this in advance. how maniacal they are, but it's an interesting one because I maybe this is part of it because in the past I couldn't figure out why they would do this.
Yeah, because I'm getting more, especially more than say 10 years ago, where you get a seller that bought direct, financed it, and like a Riviera, and I'm like, you're not, unless you plan on paying this huge amount of money at closing, you can't sell right now. So then they might go to you and then just keep renting out their points, which we'll have to talk about in another episode where they bring up another restriction, which I don't really think is a restriction on renting. So anyway, now we go on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
And let us know your opinion on this whole thing that we just discussed.
It's a conversation that we can talk about for hours, just because it kind of there's no end to this. There's no full say. Okay, we figured it out. We still have no idea. So yeah, feel free to throw in the comment section what your thoughts are, because I don't know. But for today's food review, we received the gift card for the Boathouse from our team for Christmas, and we stopped by for the special brunch, which is only offered on Saturdays and Sundays. For brunch, you get all the items that are on the normal menu, plus you also get a few new offerings, which we decided to check out for you guys. Normally I always get the filet mignon sliders, which are fantastic, but I wanted to try to get something new, so I had something to review, and I wasn't relying on Debbie to do all of my food reviews for me. I got the crab cakes Benedict, which was 2 crab cakes, prosciutto ham, poached eggs, Old Bay hollandaise sauce, and grilled asparagus for $36. I'm always a little hesitant to mix seafood with eggs and hollandaise sauce, but it was actually very good. There was plenty of sauce on it, and the crab cakes are pretty much all crab meat, which with barely any filler in it. So that was very good. So you felt like you were at least getting something for the $36. For a brunch, I might have preferred to have like some breakfast potatoes or something like brunchy to go along with it instead of the asparagus. But overall, I'd give it an 8.1. I don't think I'd order it again due to the higher price. And knowing that there's other stuff on the menu that I prefer that's also less expensive. So I probably wouldn't get this again, but if you're looking for something new and you're a crab cake person, this was very good.
And now we're on to DVC-Rental side of things.
So again, there's been a lot of stuff that's come out recently that I can only do like one thing per episode. So I would talk about Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin at Magic Kingdom, which just recently reopened and has reopened with some happy reviews on it. Features major updates. You now got the handheld guns, color-coded blaster with better accuracy, on-vehicle digital score monitors, and interactive color-changing targets. The ride boasts enhanced lighting, new sounds, updated show scenes, allowing scores to exceed the typical 999,999, breaking the galactic hero cap. Key changes, again, the main thing is the detachable blasters. Blasters are no longer fixed on there, allowing for better aiming. And,
detachable blasters, really?
Yeah, they had those in Disneyland. So instead of just sitting, you're shooting like this, you can take it out and point it like a gun.
But does it still like have a cord to it? Or I mean, like literally.
It's not like you take it, put it in your backpack and go home with it. So it's still attached via cord. And they vibrate when you hit the target, which is very cool. Scoring update now goes, as I mentioned, goes above 999,999. The target interaction. The targets turn different colors when they hit, providing better feedback and flash when you get, and they'll flash. And if you shoot them, you get double points when they're flashing. You got updated show scenes, including a new buddy scene and an improved hyperspace tunnel. Now, I've not done this yet. Onboard screens, you get digital monitors on ride vehicles display real-time scores. And ride vehicle facelift, the Star Cruisers have a new, cleaner, space-themed paint job. So I'm not sure what that means. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact vehicles. They just repainted it a little bit, but seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
When was the last time you were on this ride?
I can't remember the last time I was at Magic Kingdom. Last time I was on this ride was probably at least a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Probably more.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's been a while. How about you? I guess it's longer.
Been a while. Yeah, I mean, it's probably 2020
When you're picking the age,
maybe.
really, it's just like 6 years ago. Okay.
I mean, again, when my kids were younger, I was like, this is one of the go-tos.
Exactly. The kids don't really rush to this anymore. They'd rather do any of the roller coasters and more exciting stuff than this. But this is still fun stuff at Disney always.
I mean, now the detachable blasters, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to do so much spinning around.
I mean, this sounds a little silly. I mean, it mentions that it vibrates when you hit a target. I'm going to switch over to the house for a second because we have a big two-person seater Jurassic Park arcade game. You know, two people sit down and you shoot the guns and they recoil. So you're shooting, it's going, and there's different, as you're shooting different, you can acquire different guns. Like you'll see like a gun, you can shoot it and it respawns differently. So just having the response to it really adds a lot to like a shooting experience. So I'm glad that Disney put that in there. And a quick plug for the house as well, because that game is a lot of fun.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. Hopefully we'll see you next week. And
it went a little long on this episode, but hopefully people enjoyed it. And hopefully, again, hop in those comments.
Hopefully you can hear us right now because there's some grass right behind Scott's ear that's getting
there's a little landscaping going on at the moment. And it's,
They seem to be right behind us, though.
I feel like they're in the room with us almost. So thank you so much for watching.
See you next week.